Robert Yannichak from the Shoreview Real Estate team, powered by New Street, and welcome to this week's Shore Report, May 26th. I think this may be our 10th episode, in and around there, not sure, but everything you need to know on the Ontario real estate market for this week, I got you. I want to start off by stating the fact, in my opinion, that Canada is one of the best countries in the world to live, if not the number one country, but this recent number one statistic for Canada may not be a good sign. The Canadian Housing and the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation recently announced that household debt in Canada is now the highest out of any G7 country. Obviously, this is stemming from skyrocketing housing prices, with 75% of our debt originating in mortgages. It's clear that housing affordability is at the heart of the issue, and according to CMHC's latest residential mortgage industry report, that figure reached in and around 2.08 trillion in January. It's a 6% annual increase. So it's significant. And you know, if we want to ensure long-term economic stability and reduce debt, then reestablishing housing affordability is going to be huge. And I know I talk about this a lot because it is a serious issue. The average home price in Canada is $700,000, and Toronto and Vancouver rank amongst the most least affordable cities in the country. So high housing costs not only strains households financially, but also makes us vulnerable to a potential global economic crisis. And you know, increasing housing supply plays a pivotal role in that. That's why by implementing measures that prioritize the creation of more housing options, we can alleviate the strain on the market and foster a healthier balance between supply and demand. Ontario's Bill 23 that I've talked about in the past is a policy that's trying to facilitate housing supply growth and pave the way for more affordable housing options, making homeownership attainable for a larger portion of the Canadian population, in turn, you know, helping mitigate the burden of household debt. And on the topic of affordability and supply, the federal and provincial governments have recently actually committed millions of dollars to affordable housing in Ontario this week, creating 635 affordable units. Hamilton will actually receive $181 million, which will result in around 500 new affordable units. The funding comes from programs like the National Housing Co-Investment Fund and the Rapid Housing Initiative. These projects include an apartment building at 8 Roxanne with 103 affordable units, a 42-unit development for women and children at 1620 Main Street, and a master plan community at 16 and 22 Roxanne with 352 purpose-built units. These initiatives will revitalize communities and provide hope for families in Hamilton. The large government-funded initiatives such as this are definitely part of the solution, but are few and far between. The majority of housing supply in the next decade will come from builders and strategic real estate investments, and investors who can find unique ways to optimize land and existing buildings for residential use. One of the largest real estate conferences is happening this weekend in Toronto. You can learn more at multifamilyconference.ca, but even better, our Legacy League family at eXp Realty is holding the Build Wealth event on June 7th, where we'll be discussing investment strategies for realtors and their clients. DM me for tickets and information, and hopefully the insights in today's show report provide you some insight on the overall real estate market, what's happening, lots of changes, lots of opportunities. Stay informed and have a great weekend.